Hi, welcome to I'm Not Knitting. You may have or may not have seen me over on TikTok. I tried to maybe start up a little something over there, but in the past several months, I have really come to love the long form YouTube videos, and I just have been gravitating towards them. And I love the community that is over here on YouTube. And so I wanted to add my voice and see if I could get some yarny friends over here. So you're going to see me a little bit over here. What are we going to talk about today? It's hard to figure out what you're going to talk about on your first video. Do you just jump in like people already know who you are, or do you take some time? Let me tell you about myself. Well, I think I am going to just jump in. We'll learn a little bit about each other over time. So, how about I just jump in? I want to talk to you about what I've been doing in July because I actually will talk a lot about me and how I crochet. Um, and I want to talk a little bit about my plans for August. So, let's get to it. Okay, so a lot of the work that I do tends to be for donations. I work with a couple of organizations locally. The group that I am working with for the month of July, they requested some shawls, hats, and scarves, and a couple blankets. So I'm going to show you what I made. I'm going to try to go through this quickly, but I love to see what people make. So hopefully this is a little bit of interest to you. And I've just been collecting it. Okay, so I love color. I very particularly love neon. So here is a hat I just finished yesterday, the last day of July, and a matching scarf in the same yarn. This is Premier's Sweet Roll Vivid. I think it's called Neon Lights. Okay. I did try one thing for the first time. I'm not sure what I'm doing with this yet, if I'm going to put it in with the donations to see if somebody can use it, or I have a little baby great nephew that's about to be born, which we'll talk about a little bit later. But this is a little sweater that I made with some Hobby Lobby yarn, and it turned out really, really cute. I'm gonna have a whole video on just baby sweaters, at least one, because I'm gonna make several in the next month. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Here's another hat and scarf set. Just wide stripes or sections. And here's the hat. I finished this yesterday as well. So this is also Premier yarn. This is their anti-pilling. You're going to hear me say Premier a lot because I really love Premier yarn. This is their anti-pilling worsted line, and I got my hands on this variegated color, which is it's not, they don't make it anymore. They only make solids in this, and I hope they someday bring variegated back because it is lovely. I love their anti-pilling yarn. It's really nice for wearables in general. Okay, so here's my first shawl. I am not a shawl maker. So it was a little bit weird for me to make shawls. But here we go. This is Lion Brand Mandala. I think it turned out pretty good. Let me scooch back for you. And I just made it up as I went. I thought it turned out kind of cool, the pattern. Pretty easy pattern grouping. I do that a lot. I make up a lot of stuff. So I'm going to challenge myself to be able to explain some of that to you. Sorry, I'm still standing because I have some more shawls. At least one more. I think this is the same exact mandala. Sorry, I know you can't see my face, but I did it a little bit differently. Similar stitching, but going horizontally instead of vertically. I think those are my only two shawls that I made that I have with me. I made another shawl this month, and if I can find a picture of it, I'll post it here. Because it turned out really good, but I ended up giving it to somebody and I took a picture of it, so I think I can let you see it. But It was made with Premier Hipster in a rainbow colorway, and it had open spaces that looked like butterflies, and it turned out so beautiful. I will absolutely make that again. Okay, so let me show you. I have a couple more things that I made. Just a hat. This is like a waffle stitch hat, and I found this on Bag a Day Crochet's site. So I watched her video. She has great hat videos. I can't imagine that anybody that may be finding me right now does not know who that is or how to find her. But if not, Bag a Day Crochet, check her out. Amazing hats. Oh, and amazing lots of things. Okay, so here's a baby blanket. This is just a C2C. It is with, I know this is going to shock everyone, Premier. It is Bloom. This one with the coloring in it is Bloom. This bright green is anti-pilling DK weight, and then this purple color is the DK weight basics from Premier. So I mixed them all together. I think it turned out really cute. I got the Bloom in a mystery package. It's not something that I probably would have purchased without it being in a mystery package from Premier. And I actually really love it. Oh, and I forgot to say this. I have no idea what kind of yarn this is. I know it's half cotton and half acrylic, but I don't know what kind of yarn it is because it was like in a mystery pack with no label on it. This is just a basic scarf. Let's see what else I got in here. Oh, I have another one of those hats from Bag a Day. I kind of went through a phase of making these because they are really, if I didn't have a clip in, I'd actually put one on for you. They're really stretchy. They look lovely. Oh, I did make another like loose shawl, like narrower shawl. I forgot about this. This was the first one that I made. Good gravy. I made a lot of stuff last month. I think that turned out cute. I found it. I think I just Googled it. I'm not even sure I could find it again. I might have found it on Pinterest. And I wanted something that was like open work. This yarn is, hold please, I know what it is. It's Lion Brand Home something. It's okay. Here is a hat. This is one of my hats that I make all the time. It just has a kind of a ribbing down. It's really easy for me to remember, so it's a really great donation hat. I think this is also Premier. This is the Premier that you can get at the dollar store. I don't typically get the one at the dollar store because I don't love it as much. It's called Just Yarn. And I prefer their basics line and not their Just Yarn. This is another hat. I like the way this one turned out. If you can see closely, this is, I think this just when Hobby Lobby is getting rid of this. This is their Rustic Romantic, I think is what it's called. Just a couple more, my friends. Oh, look, it looks like I took these two hats, whatever yarn was left over, and made another one of these hats, kind of just in a color block. This is fun. I haven't gone through my stuff again in a long time. Okay, we're going to talk about this hat for a second. I am not a yarn snob at all. I love acrylic. I actually have a wool allergy, so I can't use wool, which is really funny because I'm wearing an alpaca on my shirt, but it has yarn on it, so I think it's cute. I can't use animal fibers. I even tried to use, what's the one made out of goat? Anyway, I tried to use one recently because I was like, oh, maybe I could get away with that. And it was only 10%. And my eyes blew up. They were itching like crazy. So I can't use animal fibers. I use a lot of acrylic, and I love cotton for wearables. So this is Red Heart. I love Red Heart. I have a whole section of I don't think you can see it. It's like up here. A whole section of bitty stripes right up here. This is funny to do. Right up here. Um, I love it. I like Red Heart. I have no problem with it. It's good. It's solid. It lasts forever. However, this Red Heart, this is what comes in those mystery packages from Yarnspirations, and it's so scratchy that I can't work with it. Like, I finished this hat on pure grit and determination. I just it does I can't use it. So I did give it to somebody. I made sure that they knew why I was getting rid of it. And they didn't have a problem with the way that it felt. I just couldn't do it. So, okay, one more thing in here. This was a whip that I finished. I was on a whip finishing kick this month. I started this at least a year ago. I had been saying that I wanted to try the cat stitch, and I had started this baby blanket in the cat stitch, which is adorable, but I had gotten to, like, I'm probably covering my microphone here, and stopped. And all I needed to do was finish the skeins of yarn that I had, and call it a day, and put a border on it and call it a day. I don't know what was keeping me from finishing it, but I was determined to finish it this month. So these are the things that are going to be going in my donation package this month. And I'm really excited about it. I think it's a good haul. I think I made some things that they asked for, and some things that made me happy in the process. So I'm happy with that haul. So what am I doing oh, one more thing that I made. At my work, my day job, obviously this isn't what I do for my job. That's the dream, right? But at my work, my day job, we had an auction where you could, as a crafter, or if you sold anything or whatever, you could donate an item, and then people would donate to their favorite charity. They would bid on it, and then whoever won would donate that amount to their favorite charity. I'm really passionate about giving to charities. I'm really passionate about giving back to my community. And so I said, sure, of course. So I donated 2 items. The first one was for people who maybe don't have a ton of money, but would still like to donate. We have little, I can't talk about where I work or anything, otherwise I would tell you what they were, but we have little figurines, like stuffed figurines that represent our company. And they're kind of boring a little bit. Like, their shirt is just black and white. And so I went on this little kick of making a hat and scarf set in our branded colors. And so I donated, for the first 10 people to donate $20. I said I would make them a hat and scarf set for their stuffed animal. And so I did that. And then I said I would do either a sweater or a blanket for somebody, and it would be bespoke, like whatever they wanted. It would be customized for what they wanted. And the person who won asked for a baby blanket for their grandson, who was going to be born this year. And so I did finish that, but because their donation was quite large, I also made a little sweater and hat set. So I don't have that with me here, but I do have this picture. Okay. And I love how it turned out. So I'm really in a baby sweater making kick right now. We're going to talk about that. Okay. So what are we doing in August? I don't have a ton of whips. I want to use my stash. And it's so funny because Lynn at Hooked and Steeped with Lynn, Little Acorn Handcraft, and Linda's Pantry, all 3 of those channels are doing a collab for the month of August, where they're going on a no yarn buying. If they're calling it a stash smash, it's really hard to say. Stash smash. I'll put the hashtag in so you can actually see it, since I apparently can't say it. Perimenopause, am I right? Um, so the three of them are doing this, and it's so great because one of the things that I had planned to come in my first video was to say, well, for the month of August, I don't want to buy any yarn. I have so much. Like you saw, it's all on the top above the shelving too. And this is just my yarn that's here in front of me. I have a whole shelving unit in my basement and bins in my basement full of yarn. I call that my retirement yarn. And so I don't need any yarn. It's actually making it a little bit overwhelming to buy yarn. And I have so much beautiful stuff that when I bought it, I was like, I want to use this. And I just haven't gotten a chance to use it. So currently, I am working on my family's Christmas blanket. I got new bedding. I go crazy with decorating my house for Christmas. I take everything out of my bathrooms and put in all Christmas stuff. I redo my bed, my in the main bedroom in Christmas. My whole house gets Christmasified. We're gonna say that's a word. So I'm making my Christmas blanket to go with the new quilt that I got because I want one. I don't think I need any other reason, right? But I got the Bitty Stripes yarn in festive, and I decided to do Matt from Gilded Loops tutorial for the mitered granny square because I needed a palette cleanser. Like I needed a simple project. I've been crocheting for 37 years and I do it because it regulates my nervous system. It really helps me concentrate. It's so good for me. But when I'm doing something more complex where I have to like really concentrate and make sure I'm getting the stitches all in the right spot, um, it's less regulating. I still love it. And I challenge myself that way. But I wanted a palette cleanser of doing one of those. So I started that. This is the beginning of it. Isn't it beautiful? If you haven't watched Matt at the Gilded Loop Crochet, you need to. He's awesome. All of the 4 people that I have mentioned so far are fantastic. Actually 5, because I said Bag a Day as well. So this is Bitty Stripes. They're all different brands of yarn, which actually makes me a little bit happy. This is Hobby Lobby. This is Crafter's Secret. I don't shop at Hobby Lobby very much. Everybody knows the reasons why. But every so often I do go there because I need something from there. There's not really anything else to say about that. But I do actually try to shop from other places when at all possible. But no judgment wherever you shop, I don't judge you. You do you. This is Premier Basics. And the white is Karen 1 pound. So 4 of my favorites. They're all about the same thickness. The one that's a teensy bit smaller is the Crafter Secret. But I just crochet a little bit looser then. And then the last thing that I'm finishing up is, again, Matt at the Gilded Loop Crochet is doing a crochet along for doing a hexagon cardigan in cotton yarn for the summer months. So I'll show you where I'm at with that so far. I'm doing it a little bit different than him. I did his sleeves. My win with him was that he does his sleeves in a really cool way, which is that, in hexagon cardigans, like sleeves tend to be super baggy. I don't mind that sometimes, but I don't it's not always my favorite. So he has a way of doing it where it actually is fitted to you. So I'll put this on. It's not done yet. I do like my arms to be long though. Okay, so see, the arm is pretty fitted to me. It's not super baggy. It works really, really well. Where I deviated from his plan a little bit was, instead of just doing extra around the body, I did extra around the front and bottom, and then I added in, I love to have a stripe down the back of something in my hexagon cardigan. So I used actually I wanted to pay homage to him. So I used his pattern for Sunburst. I think that's what he calls it, the sunburst granny square, and I just did them in different colorways down the back. Okay, I've said a lot of things. I think I'm so used to doing TikTok that I'm like, I'm talking too much, I'm talking too much. But then I'm like, but this is YouTube and this is what we do. So, and this is more my speed, this is more my style. I want to hear people pitter pattering about little things about yarn that maybe nobody else cares about. So in my next couple of videos, we are going to talk about some sweaters for babies. I am going to walk you through how I construct a sweater. I'm not a huge fan of following patterns. I like to create things myself. I might challenge myself to create patterns myself. Who knows? But I have a way of doing it right now that I'm really excited to share with you. And so I will get on and talk about that. We'll continue to work through our stash. I might come up with some fun, clever way of maybe doing like a roll where I have to make something off of a certain shelf or something. I don't know. I always like those kinds of videos. So um, let's see where August takes us with working through our stash. But either way, thank you for joining me. Thank you for coming to I'm Not Knitting. And yeah, hope to see you soon.